under starlight's beam. Heroes rise in this night they gleam. Pages turn and this fate intertwines. Saturday night, it rewinds. Spin tales poke the mind in that city's electric light. It's hard, heroes fight, every moment feels so right. Welcome to that weekend thrill, where stories, fashion, dreams at will. In this world we take a fight, Saturday night special guide and the night. Wonders, heroes unite. Comics and anime and bring new light. Journey through panels and vibrant screens. This colorful tapestry.
Welcome. It's Saturday night, which means it's time for Saturday Night Special, the 6th best show on Renovision. With comments such as, for the love of God, let your friend stay where he's at. SNS, and that channel is a rest area toilet bowl, and you don't need any more stinking up the best comic YouTube show going. And this is an absolute terrible watch. Such douche chills. How about we check in with Jedi Johnson and see if he thinks the boys are ready to start the show?
I still think we're more prepared than SNS, even with the rush who did on the show.
Well, shit, I hope you boys are ready to bring the mayhem, because an all-new episode of Saturday Night Special starts in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yes, we are here to molest your audio orifices. It is time for the best damn pop culture podcast in all the land, Saturday Night Special. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're having a great Saturday night. Sam, you're looking very patriotic tonight.
Oh, man, when we get into the warm-up story, you're going to understand why. But it was a big week.
Looked like you just walked off the golf course shooting 18 holes.
Big week for freedom of speech, so I'm feeling very patriotic today. You thirsty?
I'm a bit parched. It's a hot. No, I fucking drew off. It's 105 degrees here in March, so it's a little. I'm a little parched.
So you went ahead and
make sure I stay overly comically hydrated. Apparently,
got the tiny water bottle. See, let's sip.
Oh man,
very good.
Oh, what's up with you? What's new with you?
Oh, I was training up the new generation of dodgeballers this afternoon. My youngest son had a little birthday party. His birthday's coming up, and a spring break. Invited a bunch of buddies over. And he decided he was going to teach him a little bit about dodgeball. So we lined him up. We let him throw dodgeballs at each other. It was a ton of fun.
Nice. Sticks can't be with us tonight because at the final 0 hour, he informed us that he had the urge to go ahead and pleasure himself with his Doctor Who pocket pussy, so he couldn't make the show tonight. He had
to sonic screwdrive the old Dalek, if you know what I mean.
He had to polish the old TARDIS. So he couldn't be here tonight, but
all right. I'm seeing this icon on all our Renovision guys. Tyson, Ed, Sarah, they all have the same icon. Can we get a close up of that?
What icon is it?
Jedi.
Oh, it's all the Jedi.
The Jedi tramp stamp.
Nice. You can't believe you're coming back for this show. You're a glutton for punishment. Yeah, well, you know. We love nothing more than to just tickle the taint of you guys, especially for Mistro, who is not a fan of our long, unnecessary, pointless intros.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Who doesn't like Sam's blabbering about things that have nothing to do with the title of the episode. He's very disappointed in his time here with us. So
Poor Mistro just wants to have all my segments cut from the show, and then he'd be happy. That's what he wants.
Ed's the same way. Ed's in the same boat.
Ed is secretly for Mistro.
I was going to say, I think that's secretly Ed's burner account. Tyson says Sticks won't miss the qualified, but fuck SNS. That seems to be the general
Yeah.
consensus from everybody in Run-A-Vision.
It's all right. Me and Matt, we hold it down. Matt's got plenty of water. He's gonna make it through.
I do stay well hydrated.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Matt's about to climb into his little fishbowl over there.
In honor of Matt, I was also on the toilet when the show was supposed to start. That's good.
That's how it goes.
I salute you, Buffy guy.
Gotta be ready.
Appreciate you holding it down. All right, Sam. Well, with that pointlessly long, uneducated intro out of the way, what do you got for us tonight?
Let's fire it up. Now, Tyson put me on to this story. And as a lawyer, I got to say, stuff like this just absolutely tickles my funny bone. I love this stuff.
We could have a cardboard cutout of Sticks, and it would be like he's here.
That's right. Yeah. Everybody remembers Afro Man from high school. I was going to go to school, but then I got high. That Afro Man. Well, he had a bit of a legal saga, little drama this last week. In fact, it's been going on for 4 years almost. The saga began on August 21st, 2022, when a group of Adams County, Ohio Sheriff's deputies raided Afro Man's Ohio home, which is about 55 miles east of Cincinnati. The police had obtained a warrant to search his residence based on a probable cause from a confidential informant that there was drugs and drug paraphernalia located on the property, and that human trafficking and kidnapping had taken place there. Afro Man, who was not home at the time, posted security footage of the raid to Instagram, including a door-busting breach into the kitchen, followed by police. This is the best part. A police pause at a dessert stand populated by what we'd later learn was a lemon pound cake. Yeah, there was one of the cops stopped and was just staring at this lemon pound cake on the dessert counter. An additional video showed police rifling through his closet as one law enforcement agent asked, "Is he a Raiders fan still?" According to Afro Man, police also confiscated a joint, a vape pen, and over $5,000 in cash. The cash was later returned. He was never charged with any crime. A spokesperson for the Adams County Prosecutor's Office later admitted that the raid failed to turn up any criminal evidence. Afro Man then said, "After they run around my house with guns and kick down my door," he said, "I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time." What happened then was Afro Man put together a diss track album called Lemon Pound Cake of 7 diss tracks, one for each member of the Adams County Sheriff's Department who had raided his house. And he posted those to social media, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and he earned revenue because the Adams County Sheriff's Department wasn't going to help him fix his door that they had busted in. And so they, after he posted all these videos, they sued him. They had the cojones to sue him after they came into his house, guns drawn on his wife and kids. He wasn't even home at the time, and got themselves on his security cameras. They also cut the lines to 2 of his cameras. And when he put up these music videos, they sued him for all kinds of stuff, but roundly defamation. Roundly, what they did was they sued for defamation. He countersued, but the judge threw out his claims early in the process and said that he didn't have any claim that he could assert. And so then he's defending him. He and his lawyer are defending him from these cry-bully deputies who ran through his house, messed everything up, and then he made these songs. Now, what's crazy about these songs is my favorite one, which we're going to look at later on in the show, but it's about the guy who was kind of leading the raid. His name is Randy Walters. And one of the lines in the song is that Randy Walters is a son of a bitch. I effed his wife and got filthy rich. They talked about this in trial, and they asked the Randy Walters, "Did your wife, in fact, have sex with Afro Man?" And he said,
"Yes,
I don't know.
watched."
He said, "I don't know. I don't know if they did." And it's like, okay, wait, hang on. Did he or didn't he have sex with your wife? Like you gotta know that, right? You have to know that. And he didn't have a good answer. In fact, his marriage had fallen apart after all this episode. And so the other deputies got on and they talked about, they tried to draw up some tears and make it sound really convincing how the videos had made them all laughing stocks or given them notoriety where they didn't want any. And eventually Afro Man got his turn to present his case. He had two witnesses, himself and one of the ex-wives of the police officers, the deputies. He just got up to, just kind of rub salt in the wound, basically. And then once you see Afro Man there in his American flag attire. He's got the American flag on his sunglasses as well, looking very dapper, I might add. And that's where the story goes to the jury. So the next day, after testimony had wrapped up, the jury reached its verdict after 6 hours of deliberation. That's kind of long for a civil trial. They said it's been an emotional case. It's been a well-tried case, the judge said. In all circumstances, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed, so the matter will be concluded with defense verdicts. Afro Man went on to say, "We did it, America. Yeah, we did it. Freedom of speech. Right on, right on. I didn't win. America won. America still has freedom of speech. It's still for the people, by the people." And, in a time when we're sending our uniformed young men off to war and things are going really crazy around the world, it's really tough to be proud of America. And then Afro Man comes in with a win like this, and it's like, yes, this is America. We still say F the police. We still are willing to stand up for our right to party. And so with that, when we get to the song portion, I will be singing the two biggest hits from the Afro Man Lemon Pound Cake album, because I want you guys to enjoy them as well. So look forward to that later on in the show.
That just makes me want some lemon pound cake now.
It looked pretty good. I mean, I gotta say, I don't really blame the cop. It's late at night. He's running on fumes. He walks by that glass case with that lemon pound cake, and he's like, "Hey, I could do it. I could do it. No one would be the wiser.
I just got to get a little slice.
Just want a little slice."
And Afro Man had a little slice of his wife.
In the end, we all win. When freedom of speech wins, we all win.
Or do you want to pound some cake?
Oh, well. Why not both? Why not both?
Emotional de-stress over free cake.
Distress. Desserts. Desserts spelled backwards is stressed. So if you're feeling stressed, turn it around and get some desserts.
All right. Go Afro Man. That's
Go
one way to
America. Go
bring
America.
your name. That's one way to get your name back in the public eye after so many years. Because I know for a fact, me personally, I was just sitting around the other day and been like, whatever happened to the because I got high guy?
I was gonna go. I was gonna
Did he
watch you
clean his
too.
room, or
but
did he just
then
get
I
high?
got
You know, did he ever eat that woman's pussy too,
'Cause
or
I
did he
got
just get
high.
high?
Because I got high. Because I got high.
Just had all these unanswered questions, but finally, you know, because of one, unbeknownst to one little only lemon pound cake, we got our answers. But all right, well, that's a good topic started there. It's gonna be a show. You can already tell. But with that being said, what do you think we get into some news, shall we?
Let's hit it.
Had a big week this week. Best week ever. Probably huge week. So much to talk about. Let's get into it. All right. We got a lot to go over this week. We got two big conventions going on right now. We got GalaxyCon Richmond going on, and as well as MegaCon going on in Orlando. And there was some big news dropping yesterday that the minute I saw it, I was like, what the fuck are we doing here anymore? And why do we continue to allow elder abuse to go on? And apparently Frank Miller is getting his run to finally do a cover for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's going to be done for issue 300. And the Hollywood Reporter has revealed that the legendary Dark Knight Returns artist is finally going to reveal his take on the iconic foursome with a special cover for IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 300. It was fun to jump into the playground with the ninjas for this cover and reminisce that they were born by Peter and Kevin as homages to my Daredevil run, Miller said. This is one of his, for the fans, IDW's director of sales, Ryan Bokum, added, as a lifelong Ninja Turtles fan, it's awesome to be able to celebrate the landmark 300 issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and we're going to go all out to celebrate. From blind bags with an amazing artist lineup to Frank Miller's first ever TMNT drawing and a never before seen piece by Kevin and Peter, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 300 will be the ultimate reading and collecting experience for TMNT fans with this year. The comic goes on sale on July 22nd. That is the weekend of San Diego Comic-Con, and will also feature a never-before-seen cover by Eastman and Laird. J. Scott Campbell, Juan Ferreira are also contributing one of several planned variants, while there will also be a blind bag release that should massively drive up sales. Bolcom continued, in addition to the jaw-dropping crossover, the special landmark comic will be a key issue for the future of the IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe. The epic storyline, The City That Never Dies, kicks off in TMT 300 with Eisner Award-winning writer Gene Lin Yang, who's writing the book currently, and blockbuster artist Freddie E. Williams II, who's also currently writing the book. Splinter and Tang Xin, the mother of the Turtles, have magically come back to life, but they aren't the only ones who have returned from the land of the dead. Plus, fans will be treated to a can't-miss backup story from co-creator Kevin Eastman and fan favorite writer Tom Waltz, and a roster of classic TMNT artists that celebrates the many eras of the heroes in a half shell as a time traveler Renet explores timelines full of familiar faces.
I mean, they're all variations on the same pose, but this is basically the same pose.
Yes, it is 100% all the same pose. I like how Donatello could only afford half of a staff. He couldn't afford his entire staff.
He only got a baton.
And it looks like a beaver got a hold of it and just absolutely took the shit out of it. I like how Raphael has swords instead of size.
I was going to draw a cover, but then I got high.
Yeah, or he had a stroke. You could definitely tell which hand is Leo's dominant. Because look how massive that is.
Yeah.
Or as Tyson says, the turtles are pounding each other's cakes.
Yeah, I like Buffy's Turtles totem
pole. And Ed says, won't get my money. Listen, Ed, look, J. Scott I'm intrigued by a J. Scott Campbell turtle cover. I will pay my hard-earned $1 for a J. Scott Campbell turtle cover. I will not, however, buy this Frank Miller turtle cover, regardless if it is his first Turtles cover ever. This looks like a butt on Donatello's shoulder, by the way. It literally looks like a naked man sitting in a fetal position. Two of them. Both his shoulders look like butts.
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 It's got an old man.
Can we stop, please, with Frank Miller? Look, I understand the dude's a legend. And the dude has been riding high on the fact that he created The Dark Knight Returns for many, 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 many years.
30 years, 35 years.
Just like Rob Liefeld has hung on to the fact that he created Cable and Deadpool for many, 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 many years. Frank Miller is scrunching all characters on his covers. Yeah.
They've all got the same crouch position.
It's time to let it go. You are in an era where we have world-class artists out there. And you want to keep giving covers to Frank Miller to just keep committing atrocities.
Is it because Frank Miller has trouble standing up straight? Like, is this his signature pose?
I mean, they're at this point, they're doing to Frank. It's like Frank Miller's the new Stan Lee. They're going to work this dude till he dies. Some say he might have already died, and it's like a Weekend at Bernie situation where they just put his hand in a little robot machine and it draws on the iPad and he calls it a cover.
And then they cash the check.
Yep, and then they cash the check. Frank just keeps killing his legacy. It's done, man. Like, move on. What about this cover screams that you want to spend? Because you know it's going to be a premium, so it's probably going to be $9.90. It's probably going to be a $10 book. It's an issue 300, so it's probably going to be a $10 book, if not more, because there's a black and white version of this, so that's probably most likely going to be a ratio, and this cover will probably most likely be a ratio. So why are you going to spend your hard-earned money for this? I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Buffy says maybe we need to start a GoFundMe for Miller so he can afford to retire.
I mean, the good news is that as far as Turtles go, this isn't like that big of a departure from the original Eastman and Laird art style. They had more of a beak face, but they were.
But I never thought I could see somebody draw Turtles more basic than Kevin Eastman did.
Right.
But his style works for Turtles. And then you get, and then Frank Miller's like, hold my schlong.
Hold my shaggy balls. Let me
Like,
put this together.
Donatello here looks like Mike said, bite down, I'm going in dry. And Mikey looks like Raph told him, hey, I'm going to use my spit as lube. And Raph looks like he's just uncomfortable because Leo finally got it all lubed up, and Leo looks like he's just about to bust a nut.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Centipede.
Real aggressive. Yeah. The turtle centipede.
Cosmic says it's not horrible.
Cosmic. Dude, do you need to get your prescription on your glasses checked out, Cosmic? Because it's dog shit. Dog shit. It is awful. Move on. 100% right. Thank you. Moving on next. We got another big announcement today that an adult animated adaptation of Brian Michael Bendis' comic series is in the work at Netflix. A new animated take on Brian Michael Bendis' long-running Dark Horse comic series, Powers, is in the works at Netflix. The adult-oriented series has Dark Horse Entertainment, Keith Goldberg, and Chris Torring on board as executive producers, with Bendis writing the pilot and participating in the visual development. A new animated take on Brian Michael Bendis' long-running Dark Horse comic series, Powers. I apparently put this twice. So initially launching independently before being published by Image Comics in the early 2000s, the comic won an Eisner Award for the best new series in 2021. Or sorry, 2001, with Bendis winning writer in 2002. Jesus Christ, in 2003. The series later moved to Icon, a short-lived Marvel imprint that put out creator-owned books and is now in the middle of a new Dark Horse limited series story tied to its 25th anniversary. So there you go. Get more superhero stuff on the way, as Powers from Brian Michael Bendis is going to have an animated series to kind of, I guess, try to capitalize on the success of Invincible. My eyes are getting bad. I'm glad you'll admit it, Cosmic. So more Powers on the way there. This looks like City of Heroes.
Yeah.
If you ever played that game. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What?
Yep. What? Dude, I think my massive water jug is making me have a stroke. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comics relaunch will revisit the original Power Rangers as adults. While a live-action Power Ranger reboot is still in early development, this time at Disney Plus, longtime fans of the franchise will be able to reunite with the original 5 in a new comic book relaunch from Boom Studios later this year. Described as a hard relaunch, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers will be spearheaded by writer Margaret Bennett on Batwoman and artist Andrew Lee Griffith, who's doing Transformers, revolving around Jason, the Red Ranger, Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, Trinity, the Yellow Ranger, Zach, the Black Ranger, and Billy, the Blue Ranger. The story picks up with them not as teenagers, but adults, 10 years after they left Angel Grove High and retired. As for what became of the characters, it's said that Jason is now a martial arts instructor. Kimberly, meanwhile, became a world-renowned gymnast. Though now it is in her mid-20s, her career has already peaked and is on the decline. Zach is a public defender fighting for those who can't fight for themselves, and Trini is now a diplomat. Billy chose to stay behind in Angel Grove to help train future generations of Rangers. So what brings them back together? According to Entertainment Weekly, Billy opens a portal to transport his old friends back to the command center to deal with a threat that's both new and familiar. Rita Rabosa, described as a new, terrifying form of an old familiar foe. In this timeline, the original Rita Repulsa still went on to become the Mystic Mother, a plot point from Power Rangers Mystic Force. This new Rita is not the same figure. The site continues. Miss Rabosa, who's more cruel and vindictive than Miss Repulsa, needs something from the Power Rangers in order to complete her secret mission. As for Tommy, the original Green Ranger, well, all we know right now is that the first issue will tease his fate. Apparently, he was meant to walk through Billy's portal with the others, but something went wrong, suggesting his eventual return will initially be handled as a mystery. Boom Studios is expecting the Power Rangers franchise in a big way in 2026. This summer will also see the launch of Power Rangers Unlimited, which pairs up fan favorites Rangers from all eras in a new team-up series. Power Rangers Green, meanwhile, revolves around the much older Tommy in the future, in which he is the last Power Ranger. Whatever he's up to in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers will reportedly impact what plays out in the franchise's future adventures. Similar to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles follow-up, The Last Ronin, it sounds very The Dark Knight Returns inspired. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #1 arrives in comic book stores on June 3rd with a main cover designed by Jim Chong, the variant by artist Griffith Mercado. I'm not going to read all those names, but there you go. So capitalize on that Last Ronin shit, because I guess we're gonna have the Power Rangers try their hand at a Last Ronin-esque book.
I mean, 10 years down the line, isn't Tommy the Red Ranger of his own Power Ranger universe?
So yes, he becomes the Red Ranger in Turbo.
Yeah.
So
how far into the future is that? Is that 10 years? It seems about 10 years.
No, Turbo was right after Mighty Morphin. So Turbo is like, it's been so long since I know they lose the power, the Dino Zords, and then they go into Turbo, but they also had Ninja Zords after that, around the time the original movie came out. I don't know. It's been so long since I've been up on the history of Power Rangers, but there you go. If you need more Power Rangers in your life, you do have a new adult Power Rangers comic coming out. I mean, I still love Tommy Oliver. The Green Ranger will by far and away always be my favorite. So I'll check out the Green or whatever it was called, Last Ronin-esque story. But that's probably about it. Is it just me, or is it weird they're still writing about Tommy, aka Jason David Frank, and he's dead? I mean, Tommy Oliver's not dead just because the actor that played it, Tommy Oliver, died. They can still write about Tommy Oliver.
Yeah.
So it's not
100%.
weird. It might just be you. Gotta hydrate. Marvel Studios is going in big, hoping big things are on the horizon for them, as Marvel Studios has dated 3 mystery films for 2028 and 2029 and removed 2 from their schedule. The Age of Mutants is nearly upon us, or so that's what we think. It's being reported that Walt Disney Studios has added 3 untitled Marvel Studios films to their release calendar for 2028 and 2029, while also removing 2 dates from their 2028 schedule. Marvel Studios' updated release calendar includes the 3 new dates. Is now a follow-up July is now as the following: July 31st, 2026, Spider-Man Brand New Day, co-produced with Sony Pictures. Then we have December 18th, 2026 for Avengers Doomsday. December 17th, 2027 for Avengers Secret Wars. May 5th, 2028, July 28th, 2028 is a new date. December 15th, 2028, May 4th, 2029, July 13th, 2029 are both new dates. Meanwhile, the following dates have been dropped from their calendars: February 18th of 2028 and November 10th of 2028. While the releases are several years out, it doesn't hurt to put our speculation hat on and make some educated guesses as to what's coming next for Marvel Studios in Phase 7 and beyond. I bet you'll find out a lot more about all that this summer at San Diego Comic-Con, because their Marvel panel is going to be absolutely huge, with Spider-Man Brand New Day dropping a week after Comic-Con. And then also you are right on the heels of Avengers Doomsday heading into the holiday season. The May 2028 date has been frequently mentioned as a potential launching date for Marvel Studios' long-awaited X-Men reboot, which has Jake Schreier directing and Michael Leslie penning the script. So if the X-Men are kicking off the 2028 summer movie season, we wouldn't mind wagering that the July 2028 date may have instead been reserved for Black Panther 3, which the Academy Award winner Ryan Coogler, congratulations Ryan Coogler, picking up an Oscar last weekend, already set to return, with Denzel Washington rumored to join in a villainous role. Many assumed it would arrive in February of 2028, which would mark the 10-year anniversary of the first film, but moving back for a summer debut would also be a strong option, especially during a weekend that has consistently been a winner for Marvel Studios. Doctor Strange 3 is also a very real possibility, but there has been much movement there compared to the Black Panther threequel, so we'd probably lean to Black Panther 3 over Doctor Strange 3, although everything is subject to change. An alternate option would be a Spider-Man Brand New Day sequel, although Disney doesn't often book dates for Sony, so that's probably a bit of a stretch, although we wouldn't be surprised if it ended up happening. If Brand New Day is a bit as big as they're all anticipating it to be, it's highly likely Sony will want to get a follow-up out sooner rather than later, although it will be dependent on star Tom Holland's schedule, since he is expected to be a major part of Avengers Secret Wars in December of 2028. December 2028 remains a mystery, but we'd imagine it'll be the monumental event of sorts, especially since it would be coming on the heels of Doomsday and Secret Wars opening in 2026 and 2027, the windows, both of which are expected to have massive winters. So we wouldn't necessarily be shocked if X-Men ends up dropping here as of 2029 with the Mutant Saga incoming. We'd imagine, or at least hope, that we'd be getting some mutant action here, but it's hard to say. There's a strong chance that Fantastic Four First Step sequel will be in the cards, maybe Deadpool 4. We do know that Ryan Reynolds is currently penning, writing, I guess, Deadpool 4. But other options also include Midnight Suns, Blade, since Blade was shelved, or a Wolverine spinoff, because there have been talks that Marvel would like to attempt to do a Wolverine and Spider-Man movie. So you got all that and so much more. But I think this year is definitely going to be the year that you want to pay attention to the Saturday Marvel panel at San Diego, because I think you're going to get a lot of stuff coming out of there.
You think they'll do a panel at Comic-Con?
Oh, they absolutely are. That's why they didn't do one last year, because they didn't have anything coming out. Like Fantastic Four came out the same weekend, and that was pretty much it. And they've got, like I said, they've got Spider-Man Brand New Day, July 31st. Then you got Doomsday in November. And then you're going back to Secret Wars next year, and whatever other Marvel projects they end up dropping next year, they're going to have a massive panel.
Don't they do D23 now though, or do they still do?
Usually D23 is the same presentation they give off at San Diego, and usually D23 is after San Diego.
Okay.
So I definitely think that Marvel Studios is going to come out massive at San Diego this year, and I think DC will too, especially with the Paramount merger. Paramount's usually a very big player at San Diego, so I think DC will probably come out hot. Warner Brothers will come out hot with stuff there too.
Glad to hear it.
Moving on, Absolute Batman number 20 cover reveals the twisted Absolute redesigns for Two-Face and the Penguin, as we're finally getting these characters. In the Absolute universe, several of Batman's greatest foes in the regular DC universe were reintroduced as Bruce Wayne's childhood friends. When the Dark Knight was trapped inside Ark M, Harvey Dent and Oz were kidnapped by Bane and beaten and mutilated in ways meant to break them and the Bat. In Oswald Cobblepot's case, every bone in his body was shattered, and because he was conscious. Yeah, okay. God damn. I got to make this bigger. Conscious about his height, Bane made it so that the Penguin would be 2 feet shorter and deformed and in constant pain. As for Harvey, Bane crushed his head beneath his foot as punishment for being both on the side of the law and associating with outlaws. After cracking his skull down the middle, he used gasoline to horrifically burn half of his face. So they've both been pushed over the edge and are on the precipice of becoming Batman's newest enemies. Thanks to DC Comics' June solicitation, we have a first look at the redesigned version of both characters. Similar to the Joker, Poison Ivy, and other villains featured in the Absolute Batman, they're both horror-inspired and more monstrous in nature than their regular DC Universe counterparts. How else will they differ beyond that is just their and their appearances remains to be seen. Retrospective appearances remains to be seen. You can take a closer look at both characters below, along with a full solicitation of the Absolute titles. Oh, Frank Miller's legacy is untouchable. Okay. Not going back there. But here's Absolute Two-Face. Looks like he get walked out of an anime.
Yeah.
And then you also got the Absolute Penguin. Kind of like this Absolute Penguin. Looks like he's got those arm crutches, but they're machine guns also. Got his gold chains on. I like it. I think they both look really cool.
That's pretty cool. Less horrific than I was expecting.
Yeah, they're not going to be as pure nightmare fuel as Absolute
Joker,
Scarecrow is, or as Absolute
Crocodile.
Joker, or even Bane. But who knows it?
The Killer Croc.
Yeah, or Killer Croc. But I do like that design for, like I said, Two-Face looks like he just walked straight out of an anime. And then I do like that design for the Penguin. Like he's got his little braces on his legs and stuff, and there's a lot of great detail there. Can't wait for it. Only got to wait for 2 more issues, and then we'll see him. So it makes me wonder. It makes me think we're only going to get 1 issue of Absolute Scarecrow, because it's in issue 19, and this is in issue 20 that they show up. So I don't know, maybe it's just they show up during the events of the Scarecrow stuff. I don't know, but everybody's legacy can crumble when you fail consistently. Up next, we got to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day. I mean, we got the first trailer, like we talked about, that it was going to come out Wednesday. It did drop Wednesday. You can watch it in theaters ahead of Project Hail Mary, which I hear is a great film. I can't wait to be able to get out and see it. I have not had a chance to see it yet. But Spider-Man Brand New Day sets records for the biggest movie trailer launch in history. Spider-Man Brand New Day has just set a brand new trailer record. The numbers will blow your mind. As we first reported a little earlier today, the movie has webbed up the biggest trailer launch of all time in 24 hours with a staggering 718.6 million views. Sony Pictures shared the figures, citing market research from Wave Metrics. In a mere 8 hours, Spider-Man Brand New Day topped the previous record set by Deadpool Wolverine in 2024 with 365 million views during the first 24 hours online. 100 million of those people tuned into the Super Bowl, making the last Spider-Man movie record even more impressive. Or I should say latest. Spider-Man Brand New Day also topped Spider-Man No Way Home's 355.5 million views during the first 24 hours online. It went on to become Sony's highest grossing movie ever with 1.9 billion at the worldwide box office. For comparison, The Wall Crawler has even blown Avengers Doomsday out of the water. That move's 4 teasers topped a combined 1 billion views. But that was cumulative over time, not just 24 hours. It really feels like we aren't making the fourth movie. We're making the first movie in the chapter, Holland said earlier this year. This is a rebirth. This is something completely new. The new suit is really designed in a completely different way from the previous iterations. It's also a lot more flexible, so we can kind of lean into different sides of the character that I haven't been able to before, the actor added. Did you watch the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer?
Yes.
What did you think of it?
I thought it looked fun. I thought they brought in a lot of characters who we haven't really seen done up to now. I thought they were also tying in other Marvel properties. So, you got Frank Castle, you had what looked to me like the Hand from Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
You had Scorpion, who was teased a long time ago.
Yep.
And then
you had Boomerang, Tarantula, Tombstone supposedly in it.
So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of content, a lot of cameos, a lot of appearances, and then of course the continuation of the Peter Parker being forgotten storyline, and kind of being a solitary guy once again and trying to make it work, both as Spider-Man and as Peter Parker, and kind of failing at both. So that part felt a little familiar, but it's also probably his most compelling type of character arc is how do you do both? How do you balance the life of a superhero with that of a regular guy who has regular desires? And so it felt really good. It was a really new, but also really familiar Spider-Man territory.
I've really enjoyed watching people's videos and theory videos on this from the trailer, because really Marvel didn't give you much, but they gave you a lot at the same time. And I say that in the respect of like they dropped that tease that we're potentially getting the Man Spider and Peter Parker's going through this change and he's getting the internal webbing and all that. And I like the theories that people are coming up with about like, oh, well, maybe Peter's DNA is mutating because of his time around Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield spiders. So that's why he's getting the internal web. I love all the theories of like what book you should expect. It feels very much like COVID times again. The speculation is high. The speculation on what books you should be going after is high. So it's a lot of fun, man. I really loved it. I think cinematically, this movie or the trailer looks absolutely incredible. The way the trailer opens when he's hanging upside the building on that scaffolding, and then it like twists around and you see that he's underneath it and he drops, and as he's falling you see the suit rippling. And they're very reminiscent of Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man 2 opening, but that shot when they go inside of his mask and you see his face and his mask and the reflection of the city in his eyes, absolutely incredible. The tones, you can tell that at one point the shot where it's very reminiscent of the cover of Amazing Fantasy 15, I feel like is going to be take place during Thunderbolts. So that's going to be him saving people as the void is coming through the city during Thunderbolts. Absolutely incredible. Just it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm not too worried, to your point. I'm not too worried about too many villains, because a lot of the villains, I can tell you what, all the scenes that were taken right off the comic book covers, like the one with Boomerang, that's probably going to all be a montage at the very beginning of the movie, because we know there's a 4-year time jump, and they've already said that the movie's going to open with a montage of him fighting villains because he's just focused on being Spider-Man. So like the Boomerang cover, the tarantula, that's all going to be straight montage of him fighting bad guys over the course of 4 years. So I'm very interested with Frank Castle being there. I'm interested to see all the theories on Sadie Sink. Is she Jean Grey? Is she Typhoid Mary? Is she Spider Queen? Like, who is she? Is Mr. Negative in this movie? Is Kurt Connors actually in this movie? Like, people are speculating. How does the Hulk, why does he go savage again? Who is removed from the trailers? Because that scene where he's leaping off against the hand people, there's definitely clearly people removed from the trailer, just like they removed the other Spider-Man from the No Way Home trailer at that same shot. There's clearly people digitally removed that they don't want you to know about. So I'm super excited to see everything about this. And I think it's time we ready for a good Spider-Man movie again, and Marvel to the box office, as far as theater owners are concerned, is just so much better when we're at peak Marvel. And it feels like that's what we're about to get here with Brand New Day and Doomsday, as we are about to return to peak Marvel. So
yeah, it would be nice to have movies worth going to.
It would. Are you going to go see Project Hail Mary, or have you seen it yet?
Haven't seen it yet. My eagerness to go see movies has waned since 2019, but it does look really good. And I think I'll even convince the wife to go with me to this one.
I'm hearing good things, so
Okay.
I want to go see it. I'm super excited for Brand New Day. I've watched the trailer a couple times. I think just the darker tone and the cinematically, it looks fucking incredible. Speaking of Ryan Gosling and Project Hail Mary, Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling breaks his silence on Ghost Rider rumors. He said it's a complicated situation. Last year, rumors swirled that Marvel Studios planned or introduced the MCU's new Ghost Rider at Avengers Doomsday. The character hasn't been seen in theaters since 2012's Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. And though Gabriel Luna played Robbie Reyes' version in 10 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. across 2016 and 2017. An Avengers franchise debut made sense, as the Russo brothers frequently added major new characters to the MCU in their movies, whether it's the Falcon and Captain America, the Winter Soldier, or Spider-Man and Black Panther and the Captain America Civil War. We did find out that whether Ghost Rider would be one of the off variants or the version of the character we take center stage in Midnight Suns and other supernatural projects post-Avengers Secret Wars. However, Ryan Gosling has expressed interest in a possible superhero movie role, and more specifically, Spirit of Vengeance, on a few occasions. Marvel Studios has given the Project Hail Mary star his seal of approval. Ryan says, "Hey man, if Ryan wants to be Ghost Rider, Gosling's unbelievable. Ryan is amazing. I'd love to find a place for him in the MCU." In a new interview with Josh Hortz, the actor was asked whether he's being in line to play the Spirit of Vengeance, and broke his silence on the latest round of rumors. Ryan Gosling says, "I don't know what to say. We keep hope alive." Gosling teased, "Some discussions have been had. It's a complicated situation." When Hortz pointed out that Gosling's wife, Eva Mendes, starred in 2020. Oh my God, I got to stop saying 2007's Ghost Rider opposite Nick Cage, the actor jokingly replied, "I'm just happy one of us got to do it." Admitting that he wasn't a comic book reader as a kid, Gosling said that the reason he was drawn to Ghost Rider was just a feeling. Marvel Studios had held the rights to Ghost Rider's character since Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance crashed and burned for Sony Pictures in 2012. Kevin Feige allowed Marvel Television to use the Robbie Reyes version of the anti-hero in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a brief spell, and there were talks of a spin-off TV series. that never came to fruition, partially because Marvel Studios later took control of Marvel's output, leading to Jeff Loebland Productions company being made defunct by Disney. Earlier this year, it was reported that Ghost Rider would no longer make his MCU debut in Avengers Doomsday. While it could still happen in Avengers Secret Wars, it doesn't seem like Gosling will be lined up to make any immediate appearances as a fan favorite character based on his latest update. Look, I'm still campaigning for Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus is still my choice for Ghost Rider. It's not that I don't like Ryan Gosling. I think Ryan Gosling is a great actor, but when it comes to Ghost Rider, I think Norman Reedus would do a much better, accurate portrayal of the character than Ryan Gosling. So
yeah, Ryan Gosling is more of a driver than a motorcycle rider.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Plus, we all know Ryan Gosling is going to end up being Black Panther. Ryan Gosling is the next Black Panther.
You think so?
We all know that. Yeah, that's been set in the cards for a long time. But yeah, Norman Reedus's Ghost Rider would be perfect.
It's who I'm holding out for. Always have. We'll continue to do so. I will hold my schnuts tight waiting for that. All right, but that's all the news story we have this week. Now we're going to hand it over to Sam to get you all filled in like tentacles coming out of orifices. It's time for some big news in anime. Watch your ears.
All right, so we had a lot of humongous news stories this week that were not really anime related, but the things that I wanted to talk about that Matt didn't cover during his segments. So buckle up. Here we go. First up, Chuck Norris died. Does Chuck Norris die or does he wait? I don't know. There's talk that he's just waiting, that he didn't die. We all know the Chuck Norris memes. I found one that I really liked that was all of history's greatest figures were actually Chuck Norris action figures that gained sentience. I was like, yeah, I like that. Does anybody else have some great Chuck Norris memes? Please put them in the chat. I would love to see them. But yeah, Chuck Norris was a big deal for bearded gingers like myself. Death sometimes has a near Chuck Norris experience. That's one of my favorites. I like that. But my favorite part of have you ever seen the Expendables movies, Matt?
Yeah.
And there's that scene, is it Expendables 2, I think, where Lone Wolf, which is Chuck Norris's character, shows up and he just destroys, like, you got Sylvester Stallone and his buddies are like pinned down in this little town, getting shot out by a bunch of machine guns. And then bunch of explosions happen and all the guys are dead and it's just Chuck Norris. It's like, Lone Wolf, you made it. Whoa, what's happening? He took them all out by himself. And that's just basically the only scene he's in. Chuck Norris did a lot for martial arts in pop culture and in movies. And Jean-Claude Van Damme almost single-handedly undid all that good work with his dance scene in Kickboxer. So, you never can rest easy thinking your work is done. And Chuck was at it until 86 years of age. He was still at it when he went to the hospital earlier this week.
Yeah, he posted a video of himself training like the day before he went to the hospital.
Yeah. As a strong example for all of us, never to rest, never give up, keep chasing those dreams.
But it also is a very big eye opener that death comes for us all, and Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah, so far.
He took down Chuck Norris.
I mean, I'm still holding out hope that Chuck's he's gonna pull through. He had a quick bout of death, but he pulled through.
Chuck Norris doesn't flush the toilet. He scares the shit out of it.
Yes, I love it. I love it. All right. Something else died this week, though.
My soul.
If you go to the next slide, something else died this week, which was Facebook's Metaverse, the $80 billion project built by Meta as kind of a VR alternate reality or VR world. They announced plans to shut it down, and then just a couple days later, they backtracked and said, we're not quite ready to shut it down, but we do have plans to support Horizon Worlds in VR for the foreseeable future. We'll keep Horizon Worlds working in VR for existing games to support the fans who've reached out. For people who already have games that they like, that they're using in Horizon Worlds, they'll be able to download the Horizon Worlds app and use it in VR for the foreseeable future. Now, the thing that Metaverse didn't do was they didn't make the alternate reality or the VR cool. They didn't make it cool.
Like Ready Player One status.
Yeah, Ready Player One or Tron, those are all examples of a cool computerized alternate reality. And Metaverse was just kind of dorky. I mean, look at this picture. This was the image that they decided to go with, where you have just kind of a very basic Mark Zuckerberg looking me just standing there. I can't even remember what they called their avatars, but he's basically a Nintendo me without any personality. There's this one meme where it's like chat roulette or something, and it's a girl, and she gets on there and tells the guy that he's ugly, and he says, "Ugly, at least my face has personality. Your face is easy to draw." And she's like, what? How do I respond to that? And that's what we have here. It's like, Mark Zuckerberg, your face is easy to draw, bro.
Mark does look like what he looks like in real life.
Yeah, alien, just like a uncanny valley type person. Well, almost. Pull that pull cord again. Let's see if we can get him on.
Sticks, welcome. I'm glad you could join us. I hope you cleaned everything up really well.
I did.
Hope you disinfected it.
Use a black light to really spot those hard to reach spots. But yeah,
I know they say the TARDIS is bigger on the inside, but that shit's ridiculous, Sticks.
Sticks, did you ever dive into the metaverse?
I have not. No.
Sticks' internet's so bad he's still on the AOL verse. He's still got the "You Got Mail."
That's right. You got mail.
Sticks's VR is basically Pong in 3D.
It's fucking Netgear discs.
Yep.
Well, this is the most hilarious failure of all times, but I do have a feeling that it could become something like Tron. The metaverse could become the grid from Tron if Mark would put it in the hands of somebody a little more capable of human emotion.
I see Sticks as more of a Netscape guy.
Netscape Navigator.
What were Netscape? No. Yeah.
We also lost a massive comic book artist today, Sam Keith, who did.
What?
Yeah, Sam Keith passed away, creator of the Max and a lot of other stuff.
Comeback, wasn't he?
Wow.
Zero Girl. He was born from the great state of Michigan in Grand Rapids. So it's tragic. He was 63 years old.
Yeah, a little early.
Wow. I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
All these whippersnappers, they're all whippersnappers to you, Sticks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Then this week, we got Sonic 4 casting news. Sonic 4 coming out next year, I believe.
Yeah.
The the list of cast members returning, you've got Jim Carrey coming back again as Robotnik. He said he'd retired from acting so many times, but he keeps coming back for these movies. And, I got to say, I'm glad that these are the movies he's coming back for, because the performance he turned in Sonic 3 was tremendous. I mean, both performances. I absolutely loved the dance-off between Jim Carrey and Jim Carrey. It was such a fantastic Jim Carrey moment. And if he keeps coming back for stuff like that, and they keep putting stuff like that in these movies, then, more power to him. But you also get Colleen O'Shaughnessy, the voice actress for Tails, Idris Elba for Knuckles, Keanu Reeves as Shadow, James Marsden and Tika Sumpter as the live-action characters Tom and Maddie, and also Lee Maidoob as Agent Stone. And then we also have several other new characters: Ben Kingsley, Nick Offerman, Matt Berry, Richard Ayoade, and of course Kristen Bell is playing the voice of Amy Rose, who is Sonic's pink friend here in the poster. In the post-credits scene of Sonic 3, it let us know that there was going to be a Metal Sonic militia or something that they were going to be fighting in Sonic 4. So we expect that kind of storyline is going to play out in Sonic 4.
Agreed.
And then finally, we do have some anime news, which is that we got a better idea of how the WIT Studio, the One Piece reboot is going. The whole idea behind it is they're going to use modern artistic styles for the One Piece anime series remake, and they're going to pace it very, very quick. It's a way for modern audiences who go back to those old episodes from almost 30 years ago and say, I just can't get into this. It looks so different than what I'm used to now. And so that's really the whole thing behind it. Why did this? I must have added the wrong one, but that's the reasoning behind the pacing. Is it making progress? It's making some slow progress. We still don't have any idea when the release date is going to take place. But we are getting some news. We had expected some more news about it during the One Piece anniversary event late last year, but we didn't really get any news on it. Instead, they launched more trailers about the live action, which has been very well received. I'm on my third or fourth watch through. And it debuted on Netflix's top 10 with 16.8 million views. I don't know how many hours that translates to, but that's a lot of views. It's number one in the world, and it'll probably stay on that list for a long time, like it did the last time around. That is very good, so I encourage you guys to check it out. And when we get more news about this one, I'll let you know. All right, and then our manga spotlight of the week is One Punch Man. One Punch Man, the series, has kind of hit a bit of a lull because of a lot of the retconning that they did kind of slowed things down. But
now they put fitness influencer Malibu up there in a panel.
But right now they're leading into the next big arc, which is the Neo Heroes arc. So you guys probably remember the Monster Association arc. That was the last big arc where the Hero Association took on.
I know Ed remembers. Ed remembers like it's the back of his hand.
I'm sure they took on a bunch of monsters, or they're taking on a bunch of monsters in the anime. And one of the standouts is a guy named Garo, who gets monsterfied, and he and Saitama will eventually in the anime go toe to toe. And after that, the credibility of the Hero Association is kind of really tarnished in a big way. And so a rival organization sets up, and they call themselves the Neo Heroes, and they do things quite a bit differently. All of their heroes have battle suits that enhance their strength, and they work as a team, whereas in the Hero Association, each hero is expected to operate on their own. Now, Saitama is still with the Hero Association, but he's joined a group of disgruntled members of the Hero Association called the Hero Name Justice Coalition or Association. And they're people who got really bad names, hero names. And they've chosen Saitama for their leader because not only is he the highest ranked out of them, but he also has the worst name, which is his hero name is Caped Baldy. And so while the Hero Name Victim, that's what it's called, the Hero Name Victim Association is gathering to protest, these several huge monsters attack the Hero Association. So Tank Top Master is fighting a monster called Heavy Smoker. Terrible Tornado is fighting a monster called Conglomero. And then a monster called Metal God attacks the Hero Association city in City A. And a new hero who we've talked about a few times, Suiko, is there to take it on. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's a robot. So she takes it on. And that's what you see in the final panel here. So the new Neo Heroes arc is starting to take shape. It's almost been drawn to a close in the web comic, and it's had some twists and turns for a lot of the mechanized heroes like Genos, and there's some others in there like Metal Knight and Drive Knight, who've seen they've seen heel turns and then face turns, and there's a lot of loyalty questioning and betrayal going on. And so it's been really fascinating. I'm really enjoying the Neo Hero arc. So I hope you guys check it out. All of your favorite manga are going to be on the Manga Plus app and the Shonen Jump app, especially One Punch Man, and check it out in those pages. I hope you guys check it out. All right, then that'll take us into, I do have a couple no new updates on Fidel. As far as I know, he hasn't shipped off to any foreign countries. He's still in San Diego. But then we've got some new highlights to share. So first one, we had a new guy. His name was Nate. He was a friend of Fidel, and he was doing pretty good. Making some moves. I guess he's a volleyball athlete, not really a dodgeball guy, but he's got guts. And he did a slide with bare knees on carpet. so he took home a little friction burn souvenir on his knee, but did really well. So he's this guy in the Deadpool shirt taking us all out.
Nice.
All right. And then the other one is, I think it's me. Yeah, me versus the whole team by myself. My team got out pretty quick, and so it was me versus 5. And they were moving. I had to really do some spot dodging because I was getting tired, so I had to be very careful and conservative with my movements. 1, 2, that's 2 and 3. There's 4, and the last one was a little kid, and I just knocked the ball out of his hand. Whew, old man, getting it done.
Nice.
And still showing up for the podcast. Sticks.
Listen,
I'm here.
when the urge hits, sometimes you just got to go.
Yeah, got to stroke it out.
Is exactly right? Especially when
Stroke it.
you got the brand new Doctor Who Octopussy staring you right in the face. Sometimes you just got to whip it out and go to town. Got to polish that TARDIS, you know? All right. Thank you, Sam. Informative as always. That leads us into mega character matchup, where this week we got Black Bolt versus Scarlet Witch. So, Sam, why don't you tell the people at home a little bit about Scarlet Witch?
Of course. Scarlet Witch.
Monster thigh gap.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's the way you want it. That's the way you want it. David Nakayama knows what we're after. You got an 80 out of 100 for intelligence. She's highly knowledgeable in magic, chaos theory, and mystical lore. Only a 20 out of 100 for strength. Normal human strength unless magically enhanced. 30 for speed. Human level, can teleport or levitate via magic. She got a 40 for physical durability and a 95 for magical durability. She's physically human, but magical shields can take cosmic attacks. Her energy projection is 100 out of 100. Chaos, magic blast, hex bolts, probability manipulation. Combat skills are 60. Trained by the Avengers, relies more on magic than martial arts. She got an 85 out of 100 for stamina. Magic allows prolonged combat, exhaustion only from overcasting. A 40 out of 100 for agility, human level enhanced only through spells. A 70 for reflexes, magical precognition, and probability sense booster reaction time. She's got a second 100 out of 100 skill here, reality warping. She can rewrite matter, physics, probability, and even history. No More Mutants is a very famous example of that. Chaos Magic Mastery, 95 out of 100, almost 100 there. One of the most powerful magic users in Marvel. She got an 85 out of 100 for telepathy and telekinesis. Strong telekinetic control. Telepathy varies by era. And her third 100 on this list, hex probability manipulation, can alter outcomes, cause failures, or force events to occur.
Refreshers on Black Bolt, same.
Black Bolt's got an 85 out of 100 for intelligence, a 90 for strength, an 80 for speed, a 95 for durability. Also a 100 on energy projection, 70 for combat skill, 95 for stamina, 70 for agility, 85 for reflexes, 80 for cosmic awareness, 95 for electron manipulation, and a 100 for voice destructive potential.
All right, let's get into our scenario.
Here we go. A barren dimension between realities, a place Wanda is stabilizing after a magical rupture. Black Bolt arrives with the Inhumans, believing the disturbance threatens Atalan. The misunderstanding escalates. Neither wants to fight, but the instability of the dimension reacts violently to their powers. The battle becomes inevitable. Black Bolt moves first, not with his voice, but with electron manipulation, firing a silent concussive blast strong enough to level a mountain. Wanda raises a hex shield. It shatters instantly, but she teleports away before the blast hits her. She counters with probability collapse, chaos magic tendrils, a hex that destabilizes Black Bolt's fight. Black Bolt is forced to land. He realizes she is not a conventional energy wielder. She is bending the rules of the dimension itself. Black Bolt unleashes a focused electron pulse, a beam capable of vaporizing a city block. Wanda absorbs part of it, redirects part of it, and lets the rest tear open the sky. She whispers, "You're strong, but you're bound by physics." Black Bolt narrows his eyes. He knows what she means. He prepares to use his voice. Before Black Bolt can speak, though, Wanda twists probability around him. Air pressure thickens, sound pathways distort. Reality bends like liquid. She tries to make it so Black Bolt cannot speak at all. For a moment it works, but Black Bolt's voice is not just sound. It's cosmic energy channeled through his biology. He forces a micro whisper through the distortion. The result is catastrophic. A whisper, barely audible, creates a shockwave that tears the dimension open. Wanda is thrown across the void, her shields cracking like glass. She survives only by rewriting the laws of force around her. Wanda rises, bleeding but furious. She stops holding back. She casts a chaos inversion, rewriting the local physics so that energy becomes unstable. Electron manipulation becomes unpredictable. Sound collapses into silence. Black Bolt tries to speak again, but the sound dies in his throat, not because he's muted, but because Wanda has rewritten the rules of sound in his pocket of reality. Black Bolt realizes the truth. He cannot win here, not in a place where Wanda controls the laws of existence. Wanda lifts her hand. Reality bends around Black Bolt like a cage of red light. She could erase him. She could rewrite him. She could end the fight permanently, but she doesn't. Instead, she restores the dimension's stability and releases him. Black Bolt kneels, not in defeat, but in acknowledgement. He signs, "You are beyond my power." Wanda, Scarlet Witch, wins decisively because she can rewrite the rules of Black Bolt's powers. She can mute or distort sound, warp probability, and reshape reality. Her shields can be shattered, but she can rebuild them instantly. She can attack on physical, magical, psychic, and metaphysical levels simultaneously. Black Bolt's best chance is a full scream at the start of the fight, but Wanda's precognition and probability sense make that extremely unlikely. I mean, we did see a version of this fight play out during
Doctor Strange and Multiverse of
Madness.
Yep, she crushes his head.
Well, he crushes his own head, right? She takes his mouth away.
Yep. All right, there's your winner, Scarlet Witch. Let's find out who her next opponent's going to be. Come on, Macho Man Marco. Falcon. Another win for Scarlet Witch.
She's going to tear through this.
Watch Falcon get absolutely annihilated.
She's going to tear through our roster.
Yeah, probably. All right, that brings us to best and worst covers of the week. Kicking us off here for the worst cover of the week, we have this cover B, Assad Rabic variant on Detective Comics 1107. Look, here's why I picked this as the worst cover of the week, because it's not really that bad. Other than he's kind of short. Like he's a very short Batman there. Why has Batman got a boner?
This looks like something out of Dick Tracy, though, don't you think?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like he's got like a Tommy gun.
Yeah,
getting out of the car.
He's got a peanut-shaped head. He's getting out of a car that looks like it bends around a corner.
Yeah.
And he's got that like gas hook gun or Gatling gun there, and he's got a boner.
And yeah, he's got his grappling gun, but
He's
it looks like
he's
a Tommy
excited to be there.
So he's turned on by justice.
Busting criminals gets me hard.
I'm gonna bust a criminal and bust a nut.
I've got a boner for justice.
Then we got this this Jonas Scarf Marvel Monsters variant on Amazing Spider-Man here. That's not, why is Courtney Love cosplaying as Mary Jane? And I feel like this is a cover that was probably supposed to be used months ago. And they're like, we got too many variants in this one. We'll just stash it. And they're like, all right, well, let's put it on this coming up issue.
I just don't even know what
Tyson's like, usually you guys put him in best cover for his boner.
I'm bricked up for revenge.
The Batwang.
Just not digging the Courtney Love Mary Jane cover there.
No, it looks weird.
Then we got this Chad Harden April
What the
Fool's
hell?
Day variant for the Punisher. What the hell happened to Chad Harden? His art, when he was doing Harley Quinn, it was phenomenal. His art has gone downhill big time.
The tight waiting for justice.
Ed says, I bet Cosmic likes this.
I bet he does too, Ed. But you got, of course, Frank Castle's a tighty whitey's guy, huh?
Yep, I guess so.
At least they're not lace
Look at the
panties.
size of that Uzi he's got there too.
Yep.
Ridiculous. Then we got this Maria Wolf X23 variant. I don't know what the hell this is. Look at the size of those claws.
Her rib cage is weird.
The leg is weird. It's like
Bruce definitely
turned
took that.
sideways, but yet the foot's even more sideways.
Yeah. And I like how she's got the sickles. Looks like she's gonna go cut down some corn on her hands.
She's gonna mow some lawns.
I like to shuck.
And then we got this Peach Momoko variant on Generation X23 number 2. I like how it looks like Honey Badger's claw is like melting into her knuckles.
I mean, I like this better than the last one.
Why does everybody has the Jedi icon?
Yeah, what's that about, Sticks? Fill us in.
I don't know. They were just sharing it around yesterday. I'll say this is definitely not one of Momoko's worst, but not great.
Look how tiny this hand is compared to the rest of her body.
Yeah.
The proportions are definitely off there. But we start getting into our best coach of the week here. We have this cover D Yasmin Purdy variant on Wonder Woman 18.
Pretty.
Absolute Wonder Woman 18. Absolutely gorgeous. I love all the skeletons around her.
That's cool.
Diana really pops there. Then we got this cover G Gabriel Del Otto variant on Superman Spider-Man number 1. Yes, Superman Spider-Man number 1. This is coming Wednesday. There's so many variants on this book.
Oh my god.
Your
Like 100.
wallet is going to probably be screaming if you're going to get a bunch of them.
Just pick one.
They're all pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'm going to definitely probably go with this Del Otto. Like the black suit Superman and the black suit Spider-Man together. It's Del Otto. You can't go wrong. Tyson says, it's because Jedi wanted me to change the pick a couple weeks ago. I decided to share it just to have fun with Jedi last night. All right, I can feel that. That Chet Harden cover is banned in Brooklyn. All right. Yeah, I have
Yes.
I have some original or not original art, but some sketches that he did in a sketchbook for me, and Harden was good back in the day, but now like I don't know what happened to his art. Up next, we have this Lee Bermejo Amazing Visions variant on the Amazing Spider-Man 25. I was confused by this because issue 24 just came out Wednesday, and issue 25 is coming out next week. So we're having back-to-back issues of Amazing Spider-Man 2 weeks in a row. I was a little confused and taken back by that, but I do like this Lee Bermejo here of Ben Reilly going across the skyscraper, and in the background, the reflection is him as Spider-Man fighting the Jackal.
Yeah.
Love it.
Jackal looks awesome.
He does. Can't get enough Ben Reilly. And then we got this cover D 125, Leslie Larynx Lee variant on Void Rivals.
Pythona.
Really well done.
Yeah, I like this one.
Even though I bailed on Void Rivals because it all but lost my interest.
Really? I haven't been getting it, so it would be a cover buy if I got it.
And then we got this 1 in 50 Derek Chew Rogue Virgin variant for Rogue #2. There is also a trade dress variant of this book, but can't go wrong with that Savage Lands Rogue, sexy Rogue cover.
Agreed.
And we got this Leslie Larynx Lee Women's History Month variant on Harley Quinn, number 60. Classic Harley Quinn look.
I like this one. Yeah.
Then you got this cover D Ivan Riaz Invincible Team Up variant on Hyde Street number 11 for that Invincible Month variant. Really well done cover. I'm not even reading Hyde Street, but I think I'm going to pick this one up just for the cover. I like it a lot. And then we got this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Power Rangers number 5 final issue. This cover I Ito variant. I had to pick it because it's Splinter as the White Ranger.
That's so cool.
I had to pick it. I'm gonna scoop this up.
That's amazing.
And then we got this cover K 1 in 15 Lucio Perillo Virgin variant on Thundercats.
Feel the magic, feel the roar.
Beautiful cover here.
I went to a Comic-Con. I keep bringing this up, but I went to a Comic-Con and there were 2 girls there dressed as Chitara and one like a sexy female Panthro.
Nice. Were you drinking a Wild Bill's soda at the time?
I was at the time. I don't drink that anymore. Yeah. I probably drank too much of it and gave myself diabetes.
And I'm glad you're here, Sticks, because this would look good on a canvas pick of the week. It's Justice League Unlimited 17.
Step Brothers.
Yeah, the Step Brothers or Glamour Shots Booster Gold and Blue Beetle cover. I picked this one specifically for you, Sticks, and when you were like, I don't know if I'm going to be there, I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. But I'm glad you showed up in time to see it. How many of these are you gonna buy, Sticks?
Probably 2. I'll get 2. I usually just get 2. And then if I find them in the dollar bin later, I'll buy them in the dollar bin.
You got to get Redondo to autograph it for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, best friends for life.
Absolutely.
Step Brothers. They're headed to the Catalina wine mixer.
Yes, sir. For the homage cover of the week, we have this cover C Jillian March variant on Harley Quinn 60, homaging that classic Todd McFarlane Batman 423 cover. Really well done. That's it for our best and worst covers of the week. That brings us into first appearances this week. All the books that hit store shelves on this past Wednesday that have first appearances in them. And of course, we have this new Batwoman #1, part of that DC Next Level initiative. We have the first appearance of Slay, a member of the Monks of Stone. It's actually this gentleman right here.
Nice.
This is a very.
Be heavy.
I picked this up just because it's a #1 relaunch of Batwoman. It's very the art is very weird, and it's definitely a very psychological issue that deals a lot with her being in therapy and her trauma and all that stuff. And it's one of these books that I wasn't reading Batwoman beforehand, but I feel like you really, really need to read Batwoman to be up on it, to understand what's going on. But it does have that first appearance of Slay in it. Next up, we got the relaunch of Lobo from Scotty Young, also part of that DC Next Level. You got that first appearance of Mr. Kintz, an alien television producer. It's this cuts it off. It's this dude right here with all the TVs on his head.
Isn't that guy from what was that punk comic? Can't think of it. It was a Whatnot comic.
Well said.
Oh,
The back room.
was it Ninja Punk? Was it Ninja Punk?
Ninja Punk. Yeah. That character had a bunch of TVs on his head too, or at least one.
There's also a character in Saga that has that wears a TV on his head. Then we got Nightwing, #136. We had the first appearance of the Witch of Bloodhaven, who is a woman that Nightwing just randomly shows up in his Dodge Charger and picks up on the side of the road or in the middle of the freeway. But you got the first appearance of the Witch of Bloodhaven there. And then in Superman Unlimited, #11, you got the first appearance of Master TXYZ, a fifth dimensional demon, previously who made a voice cameo, but there he is right there. Looking like the Jackal almost.
Is it pronounced Texas?
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Master Texas.
But and then we got New Titans, the first appearance of the New Titans, Superboy, Yara Flora, Stephanie Brown, and Kid Devil. I'm sure Bruce picked up a couple copies of this book. And that's it for our first appearance this week. Now we're going to get into my comic book picks of the week. And first up, we had Amazing Spider-Man #24. Part 4 of the Death Spiral storyline. I'm really enjoying Death Spiral. I don't know about you guys out there in listening world, but I'm surprised by Death Spiral. I still hope they stick the landing on this, but the first 4 issues have been really, really solid. I've been really, really enjoying it. I kind of like the chess match we're getting here a little bit, and I still am leaning very much towards Death Spiral being Muse, but I've really enjoyed this Death Spiral storyline, and I can't recommend it enough. You get all the stuff you want from Spider-Man. Really, you get Venom, Mary Jane, Carnage, Eddie Brock. They're all the big players are here, man. The death of the Shocker. See the Shocker die. So it's been a lot of fun. 4 parts already. I can't wait for part 5. But I am, like I said, shocked that issue 5 or 25 comes out this week already. You like the Scotty Young Lobo cover, BK? Next, we have Battle Beast. Battle Beast came back from its hiatus for issue 7. It's more of Battle Beast goodness, man. He's continuing his conquest, although it's a little weird that his little alien partner, the prince, is regenerated now, and he's so focused on the fact that he's got a penis again. It's a little disturbing there, but it's still a good Battle Beast issue, setting up for what we're about to see. The Viltrumite War is about to happen. Conquest is about to show up. We're going to see Conquest absolutely annihilate Battle Beast soon, I'm sure. But glad to be having Battle Beast back. It's a enjoyable read, little change of pace from everything else I've been reading lately. And then, of course, we had Deathstroke, the Terminator #1 relaunch, part of that DC Next Level as well, from friend of the program, Mr. Tony Fleece, writing this book. Really good debut issue for Tony Fleece. Strong, starts out very much action-packed, where Deathstroke has a hit put out on him, and he kind of gets double-crossed and falls into a trap. Very Deathstroke-esque, but it is very violent. Hits the ground running. It's a real fun read. I'm really intrigued by it. I think Tony knocked it out of the park on this one. I can't wait for issue 2 there. And then, of course, we got Wrestle Heist. If you aren't reading Wrestle Heist and you're a wrestling fan, what are you doing? BK, are you reading Wrestle Heist? I know you're a pro wrestling fan, but I love Wrestle Heist. Kyle Starks is killing it right now. He had 3 books out this week. And Wrestle Heist is fantastic. We're finally getting to the heist part of it where they go and start to rob the fights giving. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of development as we head into the, I think, go home issue in issue 5 next month. So definitely check out Wrestling Heist if you're into comics and into pro wrestling or heist movies. It mixes all 3 very, very well. And it's a very, very well done book. But that's it. That's my comic book picks of the week this week. Now we're going to hand it over to Sam for which song did Sam rap better? As we already kind of got a little bit of teaser there. We're getting double Afro Man this week. So what do we got, Sam?
All right. So first up, these are the 2 best songs on the Lemon Pound Cake album. Randy Walters is a Son of a Bitch, and the Bataram, Hymn of the Police Whistleblower. So here we go. Let me zoom in. Randy Walters is a son of a bitch. Ooh. That's why I screwed his wife and got filthy rich. Ooh. Fix my doors. Stop stealing my dough. Stop disconnecting my video. Fix my door. Stop stealing my dough. Stop disconnecting my video. If you're pressing charges, let me know. If there's no kidnapped victims, let me go. Stop cutting off my video. Listening to that unconfidential crooked popo. Randy Walters is a son of a bitch. Everybody, ooh. That's why my wife and got filthy rich. Ooh. Randy Walters is so rotten. He's hooked on coke and Oxycontin. In Manchester long ago, he owed a drug dealer lots of dough. He tried to run like a track star. He got stuck trying to hide underneath a car. He became the chief of Manchester. Now Manchester is a disaster. He pulls you over. He steals your pills. Your Oxycontin and your dollar bills. He's a drug addict, and he got fired. And then he went to Adams County, and somehow he got hired. Cow stealing Kimmy Rogers. He's a bullshitter. Needs to stop hiring criminals and knocking up his babysitter. Randy Walters. Randy Walters is a son of a bitch. All right, we'll end it there.
Yeah,
it goes. It's a very long song.
Man.
Very long song.
Very Afro Man to me.
Yeah. All right, now this one is to the tune of the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Mine eyes have seen the corruption of the Adams County cops, stealing money, stealing cake when they make their traffic stops. First they screw you, then they sue you. Play games and dismiss your claims. The proof's on the internet. Afro Man will bring it to ya. Afro Man is gonna do ya. Afro Man is gonna screw ya. My proof's on the internet. Mine eyes have seen informants get busted with felonies. Tell the cops I'm a kidnapper and I sell a lot of keys. Raid my house and then get pissed because the dungeon don't exist. My proof's on the internet. Avro Man is gonna do. Avro Man is gonna do ya. Avro Man is gonna screw ya. My proof's on the internet. My gate don't operate and my door is on the floor. My camera's disconnected. Lisa Phillips is a downtown. They take my mama's downtown. They take my mama's lemon pound cake. My proof's on the internet. I'm gonna go to the next verse. They vandalized my property. My money came up short. They disconnect my cameras because they are poor sports. They're the predators and the victims, and they're suing me in court. My proof's on the internet. That's basically it. Then he goes through each of the cops individually.
Cosmo said, "Now this is funny. Well done, Sam."
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold off there. Yeah, we'll call it there. He starts getting into some like derogatory terms.
Who doesn't love
Very
that,
good.
man?
Very good.
But you guys should definitely check out the videos. Lemon Pound Cake is so funny. It's just like the love song of the cop who's trying to eat his mom's lemon pound cake. It's really good. It's really something. He did sue them, and the judge threw out the claims. He did try, and instead because they wouldn't help him, and because the judge threw out his claims, he just decided he was going to release these songs and get paid that way, and it has worked. He's made millions off of the views, and now that the trial's done, he's making even more views. He's getting even more views. So everything that he planned is going well. Freedom of speech, baby. Let's do it. All right, that's it.
Absolutely. All right, so that brings us to the segment of our show where people say, "I don't want to talk about chicks and hot dudes. I just want to talk about comics." It's time for S&S presents Missed Connections. All right, kicking us off, Sam.
Looking for white oak to work. 49 chubby white male looking for hard, long pieces of young white oak that I can work with. 18 to 25. I need something I can really wrap my mouth around.
Damn.
Ayo.
This reminds me of a Japanese game show I saw one time where they had a straight porn actor and a gay fellatio artist, and the straight porn actor had to get a blowjob from the gay fellatio artist and not come. He had to hold it in for as long as possible. And if he didn't last the time frame that he lost, then the gay guy won. And I was like, this is insane. But of course, we got to see how this turns out. They had everything like it was like a box, so you could only see the straight guy's face. And as he battled against the homosexual blowjob. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
So funny. But every
Have
time
either of you ever seen Naked Attraction on HBO Max? It's
No.
a British game show where the contestant, you got to try to go on a date with someone, but you only see them naked, the contestants naked to start off with. So like you see their junk and from the waist down and all that shit. Like, fucking reminds me of that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Buns, Hardy. I have some nice soft buns. I need to know what type of meat will be good in them.
Sticks? What are your thoughts?
I have none. I don't know. Hey.
Sticks would put a nice tube steak in them.
Oh.
A nice ground chuck.
A nice little machito.
No.
Because we all know that Chuck Norris can divide by 0.
That's right.
Holy cow. You were that fat dude that liked crushing that smaller dude's Hollywood. I'm a small guy, 33 years old and short at 5'6" and 130 pounds. Always impressed by bigger, better dudes who like to throw their weight around. Would be cool to be a friend to wrestle around a bit with who likes squishing, crushing a smaller dude. A lot of this is just me remembering how fun it was to wrestle around like this when I was younger. Is that you? Hit me up and tell me about you and why you like this sort of thing, and we can set up a meet. I can get squished by some pretty large weight. If you send me a simple message with 0 context of who you are and why you are messaging me, I will assume you didn't read and are being rude. Okay.
Famous last words. I can get squished by some pretty large weight. I can get squished by some pretty large weight.
Alrighty then.
Donut shop, Oroville. Was it you, B, at the Donut J shop for getting some you donut holes? BJ for you in parentheses there, guys. I was the guy trying to get some cream-filled maple bars, but they were all out. Very subtle.
Very.
Unacceptable.
Seeking phone report with Queen, Brooklyn. BK in house. Sub M is seeking ongoing discussion with Dom M, who loves having his plum rump worshipped. Okay.
Okay.
Looking for a bi-curious ginger man. I had a bi-curious ginger bro, but he moved away.
You are literally
like to find
out,
a new.
You moved away.
Would you like to find a new ginger to fill me up?
Well, there you have it.
There you go. Hey. Oh, my gumdrop button.
Dom's rump is plump. Are you trying to worship his rump? Oh my gosh.
There you go, Sam.
That's not an itch I need scratched there, Tyson. Thanks, though.
But that's it. That's our last missing connection. That's our show for this week. Sticks, you got anything you want to say since you came in late? Explain yourself.
Sometimes family obligations come first. That's all I'll say.
Is that what we call polishing your TARDIS now?
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want.
All right. Well, on that note, if you want to check out more from the channel, please do so. Check out all of P's shorts throughout the week. If you want more from Sticks, you can check out more on Sticks' channel every Tuesday night for his Doctor Who Rewind. You can check out more from me and Sticks together Thursday night on Off the Mat, our wrestling podcast. Check out the guys on the Tack Show every Wednesday. Check out the Star Wars show tomorrow night. Check out Sticks and the boys at the Qualified who've been killing it lately on Friday nights, followed by the CBS Hot 10 list. So you can get up to speed on all those books that you can pump and or dump. And then brings you right back here to us next Saturday night for more SNS goodness. Because who doesn't like when we waste your time for a couple hours on Saturday night, right? That's
right.
This water's really fucking with me. My comically large water is really doing me in.
Just like
But on that note,
chug
make
jug.
sure that like and subscribe button on your way out. Let's try to get those likes up, boys. Let's try and see if we can get 1,000 likes to be the most liked show on Renovision, like it should be. But
we're gonna have a misconnection next week. It's be like, you were the podcast host with the large water bottle. I was the guy who showed up late from polishing my TARDIS.
Buffy says the doctor was in and out, in and out, in and out. Tyson says Sticks thought the show started at 8, so he was really early and thought the show was canceled. Ed says, I can't do this show anymore. I'm done. Why, Ed?
You were the guy in the chat.
We'll miss you, Ed.
I was the host with the water bottle.
Ed, you know we'll see you right back here next week, Ed. But Sam, take us out with some words of wisdom tonight.
Yeah, exercise your First Amendment. We got freedom of speech. Let's use it while we can. Take a page out of Afro Man's playbook. Randy Walters is a son of a bitch. Ooh.
No juice chills tonight. Sorry, Ed. Ed enjoys the pain. He does. But on that note, have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much, Tyson, Ed, Buffy, BK, all the normal players, Blue, Piggy Spanks, everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Hope you guys have a great Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you guys next week.
Either you've got me confused with somebody else, or this is a joke.